Okay, so we are going to take a look at the hit 1992 remake Flashback. This game's actually really near and dear to my heart. The original Flashback was just like revolutionary in animation, and it was one of my favorite games of all time. I played it originally, I believe, on the Sega Genesis, although it was originally released on a 3.5 floppy disk. For real. That's what the first one was released on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up a little box. Yeah, no. I'm going to put a box up in the corner with footage from the original Flashback from 1992. And I believe this is the Omega version of the game. But I'm going to put that up there so you can see what the original intro was like into some of the gameplay. It's kind of similar. Obviously, they wanted a whole next-gen kind of look. It's using Unreal Engine, which is a beautiful engine to use anything with anyway. But you can see they're kind of like totally trying to remake the vibe of the original. I can remember just playing this for hours and hours and hours. And I kind of like the trend of games getting remade if they're done right. But sometimes it can be... But yeah, this is very, very similar to the original game concept. I am playing this on Steam and using a 360 controller. The audio already too sounds very similar. And you can look, I mean, this is just crazy for a side view, already looking at like lush vegetation.
Smooth moves. I'm sure I've had better landings, but I can't remember when.
Well, it's playing interesting. It's still playing very, very similar to the original controls. And it's awesome to see the map layout look almost identical, but this is how you'd want to see it, you know, next-gen wise. And the thing was, is this game back in '92 was revolutionary also because it used a sort of like this capture method where it was a complicated method of tracing the video images onto transparency. So it was like trying to use real-life stills, multiplying them, you know, to make like a fluid animation of it. Of actual movement. That was what the first one brought. Another game that was like that too was Prince of Persia. If you can remember the original Prince of Persia game. If not, I'll put a link to that so you can check out that original one. And they have since remade that one also. But this was also by Delphine Studios, which was known for this kind of thing. And they did come out with a sequel to it called Fade to Black.
I don't have time to explain the details. You must get to New Washington and find Ian. He can help you. Find Ian. You're not safe.
No, wait! Oh, damn. What have I gotten myself into?
But yeah, it's actually really crazy looking right now. It's cool. I like having the map up there too in the right-hand corner. And you got your menu here. Yeah, there's the map. That's pretty cool. Because I also remember too, there was a lot of remembering you had to do in the original game of like which direction you came from when you had to go back to some place or onto a new area. So it was definitely unique in that point where it was a little more difficult to navigate. But like the controls, like pushing up to climb the ledge or pushing down when you're near the ledge to drop. It's all pretty much the same. They really kind of kept that true to it. Ooh, what do we got here? Yeah. Shoot 'em up, pow, pow! I still can't get over how lush everything looks, you know. Unreal really does it well. I mean, I would have either used this or the Cry engine. On inspection too, booting this up using MSI Afterburner, this isn't made for SLI or Crossfire configurations. I'm only getting about 6% usage out of my second card, so this is a single card. You know, it is a port. Let's just put it out there. It's definitely a port. It was made for consoles and it was ported. Also, the frame rate, I can only get a max of 120 frames. So I have a monitor that supports 144 hertz, so it doesn't even get to that, even with VSync off, so it's locked at 120 max. So you know when things are like that, that they didn't that PC was a bit of an afterthought. Like, this was just something that was going to be easy to port, and did it that way. It's also, the one thing too is I remember playing this, it also came out in the Sega CD, and I liked that because the opening cinematic for the Sega Genesis version, the normal one, and the floppy version, they weren't very smooth.
I should just follow these pipes.
They were kind of like, kind of
flow.
choppy in the cutscenes. But on the Sega CD version, it was much, much smoother. Plus it had complete full motion video and audible dialogue and stuff. Nice. Seems like they're adding a little bit more depth to the gameplay. Although, really, what was centristic about this game was the animations. Like, nobody had seen animations like that. Prince of Persia and Flashback really, like, upped the ante. That's what made the game really, really fun.
That one stings a little.
Oh, I remember these shock pads. Although I remember them, I think, killing you instantly. They didn't just hurt you. It seems like they're keeping a lot of the gameplay intact from the original also, which impresses me. What? Time to party? You like lost your... Okay. You lost your memory. Trying to figure out how to get out of a jungle. Yet, you're ready to party?
Come on, is there anybody out there?
I think the dialogue's a bit cheesy so far. Man, what the heck? Aha, so that's how you do it. Hitting the left bumper button allows you to roll. And I remember how that could be in the original game, being able to roll into firing and stuff. That helped you a lot against a lot of the enemies. And one thing I've noticed so far is there aren't any humanoid enemies yet, like there were in the original. So they're changing a few things. Already lost. And I got a map too. It's crazy. Okay, heal up. So I mean, when you look at the other thing too, there was a huge, I remember there was a huge thing going on at the time. When this came out for Super Nintendo and came out for Genesis, you know, there was always that, oh, it looks better on this or looks better on that. And it's crazy that this was one of the very few games that I felt ran better on the Genesis than it did on the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo tend to have, like, much better playability with games that were cross-platform.
Hey, get me down. I'm dying up here.
Okay, hang on.
Another day at work.
Hey, what are you doing?
Noob.
Huh, looks like a sap collector. Okay, this is where the sap is coming from. This is probably what
No, they're not trying to take you by the
I'll
hand.
have to unlock it. Are you okay?
Do I look okay? Hey, are you him then?
Maybe. I certainly could be.
Well, you sound like him. You're GBI, right? I'm Bolton from the New Washington Herald.
To be honest, it's all a bit hazy. I think I hit my head in the fall.
Look, I need to get to a hospital. I don't have time to play games with you. Some critter ran off
I'm
with my
sorry,
telephone.
this sounds,
Please,
it's just
help me.
ridiculous. It's
You gotta get
ridiculous
it
how
back
they're
to
doing
me.
the voiceovers.
I need urgent medical assistance here.
Everybody's from the Bronx who's got an attitude. So
Hey,
he's a
no
cabbie.
pressure, but I think
Also.
I'm gonna die if you don't get that teleporter pretty soon.
Okay. Yeah. That was very interesting. I think what they said was, okay, we really can't come up with a decent script, so let's just make it look really, really pretty and maybe no one will notice. Okay. I like that too, how it lights up important events to let you know in which way to go. That's pretty good too, in case the map doesn't work out like it hasn't so far for me.
Oh, I'm gonna remember that.
Danger. Danger.
Oh, I gotta remember that.
Electrical malfunction.
Now that's
Trespassing
crazy.
is
So I
prohibited.
should have read that
Does not
first,
assume any
going through the
legal
first time, but I
responsibility
didn't.
for bodily harm or death caused to trespassers.
Man, just having this
Okay,
like
there's
2D,
still one
3D
left.
using Unreal, having the depth, it's so amazing. The foliage is awesome. I can't wait to see what some of the further levels look like. But it's totally amazing. And stats, you can up your stats and stuff. That's really cool too. Of course, there's like no modern game you can make that doesn't have some sort of boost to stats or whatever. There's always got to be that extra impulse play, if you will. Like, you know, you have impulse buying. This is sort of impulse play by giving you stats and stuff. It kind of forces you to have to do more in the game than you probably would have, just due to having to have those stats. I remember the first time in the first game going over a bridge, finally making it to a new section. Yike! Somebody lay off the bongos.
Oh, yeah. That hurt.
Ah, man, I never learn. Here we go. Oh, crap. Look at the shafts of light and stuff. It's real. This just, the graphics are just really awesome. I remember animations being the real focus of the first one, but boy, graphics in this is so amazing. Right now, it's currently on Steam for $9.99. So, so far it seems like it's worth a $9.99 purchase.
All flora and fauna are the exclusive property of Titan Core. All trespassing and genetic theft is punishable by intergalactic law. Do not eat or touch anything on the premises.
You know what that means? I think I'm going to need to shoot it. Haha. Damn you and your laws.
I should probably take the teleporter first.
Oh, so I can't even pick it up. Oh, at least it knows how to keep you on objective. There we go, I got it. Now the whole thing it gets me is, why couldn't, I've already got the teleporter, right? So why can't I just use the teleporter to get back to the guy instead of having to run all the way back? I'm gonna have to drop down. Whoa, wasn't as bad of a drop as I thought. Oh snap, I'm gonna get shocked. Yep. You know, other than crashing my speeder and waking up with like very little memory, I would at least try to figure out why there's so much technology in like the rainforest. I think I would be at least asking questions like that, like why are these control panels and elevators, yet we've got these old-fashioned like bridges like mixed in with like energy bridges. I don't understand, but you know,
Hey,
again, it
here you
didn't
go.
back then didn't
Hey,
have to
man,
make as much
I need
sense.
to get to a medvac fast. Thanks. Hey, some GBI agent told me to meet him here. I thought for a second he might be you, but if you find him, tell him I've got a package for him in New Washington.
Like I'm gonna
Sure,
know who he
okay.
is.
If I meet who?
Ouch! I'm out of here. Final safety tip. Don't eat the fruit.
What? Wait. Oh, great. You didn't even tell me. Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce? Awesome what? Yeah. Well, okay, well this has been pretty fun. Oh, I got an ID card. It's been pretty fun, but this is just a good first look and a little bit of commentary to the new game Flashback. So I hope you enjoyed.
That feels good.